Hello everyone and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. In this video we are going to return back to Kerbin. But first you might be wondering what we're doing back here at the Mariner prototype. Well, I've decided that it's going to give us one more mission, and in fact this mission will actually help get us home. Now, I said with confidence earlier that the monopropellant would be enough to get us back to Kerbin, but I want to prove that. So what I'm going to do first is take our handy, very durable prototype Mariner here and put it in a stable orbit around Minmus, where it's going to stay. And the reason why I'm doing this particular mission is because I want to see how possible it is for us to do that. So first of all, I am going to prepare ourselves. I'm going to quick save before doing anything. And I'm going to put us in an orbit. So let's see, we're going to hit the RCS button and press H, and we're up for the final time with the Mariner probe. And again, we only have to achieve an orbit of about 10, I believe it's about 10 kilometers up. And that's not very difficult considering the very low gravity of the system. So very quickly, I'm going to go back to our orbital map here. I'm going to continue to press H. And already you can see we're building up quite an orbit here. Going to aim us up just a little bit. The same sort of idea where we aim ourselves at slightly less than 45 degrees. I'm keeping an eye on our monopropellant here. And aiming closer to downward now that we are... Okay, aim down. We don't need our apoasis to get any higher, so I'm going to focus the rest of this energy just getting us orbital. Okay. Aim down, down, aiming down. Focusing on our orbital energy here. Aiming straight down now. Still aiming down. And almost, we almost got this. Okay, and there we go. So 6 kilometers should be safe. That's actually a slightly erratic orbit, but only using about 40% of the monopropellant, we were able to put ourselves into this orbit. So that's not bad, all things considered. I'm actually going to do one more thrust over by the Minmus orbit, part of our orbit right here. Just because I want to make sure that we are able to stay in a stable orbit here. I feel like if we're a little bit too low, we might endanger our craft. Yeah, look at that. That's very easy to do. That only took just a slight amount of thrust. That's amazing. We managed to get back into this orbit. Now, unlike our lander, I'm not going to send the Mariner prototype back to Kerbin because I don't think it's necessary, actually. Plus, I feel like it's earned its spot here on Minmus, so it's going to stay here and continue to probe the environment. You know, I wonder, this might sound crazy, but is there any more science we can actually do here? No. Well, I think we're a little bit too high up right now. But that's okay. Mariner prototype, you have served us well over these last few missions. I bid you adieu, knowing full well that we'll be able to accomplish all sorts of science with your descendants. I salute you, Mariner prototype. Okay. Now all we have to do is get home. So, thus begins the challenging part here. This is the part I'm a little bit worried about. We need to take our Aldrin 1 lander and very carefully lift off. I'm going to leave our, I'm going to leave this lower stage behind. Can I actually do more science with this? I feel like I've already... Yeah, I've already grabbed this one. If I grab it, it would be a duplicate, so we're just going to leave. Resources. We still have 110 monopropellant. That should get us... I think that's enough, but we're going to find out. So first things first, I'm going to quick save before anything else happens, just in case things get a little bit hairy. I'm going to hit the space bar, and actually I'm going to turn on the RCS, I'm going to hit the space bar, and while we're being propelled upward by the decoupler, I'm going to start thrusting on the RCS. Wow, holy cow, this has a really, really good reaction speed. Not to mention, we get to burn a lot less fuel here because we are using our, because this load, unlike the Mariner prototype, our own command module is a lot lighter than that, so it'll take less energy for us to actually get up. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna go over here. Quick. Press the H button to maintain that position we were doing before. Let's perform the same, more or less, procedure that we were doing before. So I'm gonna aim us towards the horizon here. I want to waste as little energy on this orbital movement as possible. Let's aim ourselves up just a little bit. Actually, you know what? That should be good. Get a periaps of 4.1 here, but if I just thrust upward a little bit more, that should be enough to get us above these pole hills here. And then we will have everything that we need. I'm going to turn off our RCS to make sure we don't accidentally use more of it. And now we are in a good orbit. Now, before we hit this periaps again, just so that we can avoid hitting any mountains, I'm going to do a maneuver at our apoaps, and that should be enough to get us back to Kerbin. So I'm going to quick save, go to our space center because of this bizarre problem where we can't give ourselves maneuver nodes unless we are... unless we go back to it to trick it into thinking that we still have thrust. Let's go to our orbital map rail here, right quick. And point at our apoaps. And I'm going to aim it. Well, let's see, that's not working. No, I have to use this module right here. Wow, look at that. That would put us up into to space. Again, there's no rush. I have 48 minutes to perform this maneuver. Oh, look at that. There, periapsis. There we go. That's the sort of burn we want to see. In fact, if we retrograde... Nope, we got to prograde that a little bit. I want to get us to below 70. Ideally, I want to aim it right at the planet itself. You see that? How there's no periaps? That should indicate that we would actually land on the planet. Let's see. Periaps of 21 kilometers. There. That should be everything that we need to get us there. So if we burn at this location right here, that should be enough to get us home. Now, the tricky part is actually worrying whether or not we have enough thrust to accomplish that final maneuver. So I'm going to quick save before we do anything. I want to make sure that our RCS is currently turned off. We can toggle it by hitting the R key. So if the green light isn't on, then our system is currently off. And that's important, because if it's off, then we won't waste it to commit doing turns like these. And our RCS is the only thing that we have left that'll get us back. Before we officially leave, however, I actually want to conduct a very quick crew report. Let's see if we can get any new data here. While in space near Minmus, I guess we can keep that data. I'm not sure if we've done that particular one before. I'm going to quick save, do a very fast EVA. We may have already done this before, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I guess not. Never mind. Okay, so there we go. Just a little bit more science on the way out the door. In fact, I might conduct one more EVA when we're high above the surface of Kerbin, just because that actually would be just a slight bit more. Okay, so our next burn's going to happen in 1 hour and 5 minutes. So let's quick save. Okay, so we're approaching our mark. I think about a minute before. Well, I'll try thrusting a minute before our we hit our node mark and see if that helps. And if that doesn't work, then I will instead do it at the mark and see what occurs. It's just that because we have less thrust with this system, it'll probably be better if we thrust a bit earlier to compensate for that lack of thrust that the game expects us to have right now. 3, 2... Oh, oh dear. Well, we'll try it anyway, and if this doesn't work, then we will just go. In fact, I'm just going to start thrusting as soon as I get to my orbital map, which is right now. Okay, I'm going to come back over here to Kerbin and look out for a periapse that should appear as soon as this apoapse at the moon gets high enough. Going to keep an eye on our resources. Our monopropellant is actually running out a little bit faster than I had hoped, but now we are in the orbit space of the moon, so I think at this stage, even if we ran out of thrust, we might still be able to rely on a Mooner lifeboat to save us if we needed to. But we might not actually necessarily need it, because we're already getting very close to the surface here. We needed to get us to 70 or lower. Ideally, as close to Kerbin as possible. About 10 kilometers is probably fine. I'm worried about the periapse disappearing because I'm worried that something funny might happen if we let it happen. So just a little bit more. Come on. It feels like it's slowing down to me. I'm not sure if it actually is or not, but it feels like it is. But no, we should have plenty of RCS fuel left. We're actually very close now. Okay, this is a successful mission, I can already tell. Okay. And there we go. We're going to get within 4 kilometers of the surface if we stay on the trajectory that we're staying on right now. Then the only thing I would have to worry about doing last is hitting that hitting our parachute on the way there. And that's it! We did it, everyone! We can more or less consider ourselves finished, but I'm going to turn off our RCS so I don't screw up this launch window. We are going to say goodbye to Minmus, at least for now. What a treasure trove! Again, I think this place is more valuable than the actual moon, the other bigger moon of Kerbin. I am shocked how valuable this place is, and how easy it is to get here and back. We got all the way out here with just the RCS fuel. Imagine if we had had the foresight to have 1 or 2 more tanks here. Think about the possibilities of where we might have been able to land ourselves. Let's do one more crew report. Let's see. No, I don't want to override it. We're done. We don't need to risk that anymore. I am actually just going to go home now. I'm going to quick save just in case anything else really funny happens. I'm going to turn off our current maneuver node. And we're off. Here we go. That's a little frightening to see. Look at all of our machines that we've sent up there whipping around at that high speed. It's a little frightening, I must say. I'm going to view things from our craft's perspective, so we can slowly watch the Earth approach. If I can find the Earth, there's the sun at least. Where's the darn thing? It should be right near us. Oh, there we go. We were aiming at it, funnily enough. Watching it slowly rotate as it comes into view. Here we go. Okay. It looks like we're gonna land on the... Is that the pole? I can't tell. Okay, so I'm just gonna let us go down... There we go. So we're now in the atmosphere. Let's take a look at our orbit here. Yep, we are definitely aiming for a periaps down here, so we're getting very close. I think just if you wanted to absolutely ensure your survival, you could burn on the retrograde. Oh yeah, look at that. That we are descending really fast. Oh, that's because we're burning up. Now, unfortunately, it's really dark on the surface right now, so I cannot tell where exactly we're going to be landing. It looks like the ocean beneath us. I can't tell. I really should come up with a better lighting system, because, frankly, it's a little disappointing to not be able to see where you're going or what's happening to you. I'm going to deploy our parachute once this burn effect goes away. And we're going to deploy now. Okay, that's it. We did everything we needed to get home. Now we just have to coast. We don't have to do anything now. We can just very safely, quietly, calmly land back on the surface. This was a very, very satisfying experience, I have to say. Kerbal Space Program is very complicated and a little frightening, but when you succeed at what you're trying to do, it really is the best. Wait a second, did we lose our parachute? No, we still got our parachute, I think. Yep, there it is. It's up there instead. I was a little bit worried. Okay, so any second now, our parachute should kick in just shy of reaching the surface. We are slowly descending. We're getting up to the 100 meters per second speed and slowing down. I'm going to aim us straight down. In fact, I'm going to RCS us to see if that'll help us slow down our speed here. I just want to be absolutely sure that we're going to be okay. We should be okay, but every little bit counts too. There we go. Now I can even turn off our RCS. If I wanted to, I could actually thrust a little bit more. That would get us at a speed of 5, but there's really no point. We will safely land at 7 meters per second in the water. In fact, I'm going to turn off our RCS for good. I'm going to slow us down into the water. And I guess just in case this is a new biome, I can perform a quick EVA or crew report just to be absolutely sure. It would be very, very minimal science at this stage, but who cares? A little bit more science isn't going to hurt anybody. Alright, going at normal speed, 1 times speed when we hit the water, which should happen any second now. And here we go, everybody. We did it! We landed! We have successfully returned to Kerbin. I'm going to quick save real quick just in case anything really funny happens. EVA report, no. Overwater. Release. Take surface sample. 9 science. I guess we haven't done this part before. That's kind of funny. Yeah, we haven't exactly landed here. That's a tiny bit more science that we're capable of doing real quick. Let's store the experiments. Let's take all the data back. Let's get on board. Perform one more crew report. No, that's nothing. Okay, we're done. We made it. Let's look at our treasure. Our science, rather. Same thing, really. Oh my gosh, look at that. Over 1,000 science from this one mission. And that doesn't even include the stuff we transmitted from the Mariner prototype. Let's look at our total science amount. 1,609 science. We have hit the treasure trove. What can we buy with all this wondrous treasure? Well, right away, science, we realize, is now a very important thing, and the more science we can get on a mission, the better. So I'm going to aim right here at this advanced science tech. This will give us 2 more science experiments to bring with us. They are the gravioli detector and the sensor array computing nose cone. Both of these are science instruments. In fact, they're the final ones that are available to us. So with that, we now have every science experiment we can get in the game. But we're not done there. There's something more we can do to increase our scientific capabilities. If we click up here, we have specialized electrics. The big thing I want right here is this item, this new one here called an RTG, or a radioisotope thermoelectric generator. That may not seem like much to you. It is a way to power our craft. It does not use solar panels, but the trade-off is that they last for an extremely long time. And they basically allow missions to the outer solar system. With these, we can go anywhere in the solar system that we want. So I want this to maximize our searching capabilities. What's left, you might wonder? Well, if we go up here, we can give ourselves a few more treats too. Well, actually, there's so many different things to pick. I'm going to pick Advanced Construction first, because these will give us new pieces, and you'll see why I want these pieces in a second. So I'm going to pick Advanced Construction, and I want, let's see, Specialized Construction, Adapter, Modular, Clampotron Docking Port. This is what I want, the docking ports right here. These ports are going to give us the ability to do a brand new mission type. We can't get the advanced metal works, though. We might have to perform a little bit more science for that. Or field science. I can't give ourselves rover pieces either. Advanced grabbing units are pretty cool, but we're not going to do that right now. We're actually learning so much right now that it might actually be a little bit overwhelming. Heavy rocketry would allow us to go a little bit further up. And landing equipment might be pretty good, too. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. And I'm going to quick save. You'll see why I got all those technology pieces in the next episode. Until then, everyone, this is Ardwick. Stay tuned, and good night.